Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you tuned in across the globe. Welcome or welcome back. Okay, so it's day 10. Why did I say day 2? Day 10 of our amazing AI filmmaking workshop for beginners mostly. We're trying to learn how to tell our stories. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to send the link to our community. Yes, so I'm trying to send the link to our community so that we'll have everyone joining in. Okay, so once I do that, we get started. We have a lot to cover today. Actually, we had a class from last week, and I'd like to find out our thoughts about last week's class. If you were part of last week's class, how was your weekend and what did you learn? You guys, I saw your group. You guys were really having fun with the classes. So share with me, gist me, right? How was it? How was your class? Whoa, I'm surprised you guys are already here. Oh my goodness, isn't this amazing? First time. And I'm just showing up and I'm seeing that, whoa, people are already in class. I was still trying to send the link. Whoa, you guys did. This was a pleasant surprise. And you guys were quiet on the group. Hey, I am super happy. Oh my God. I see Genesis Productions. Hello. Hi, Genesis Productions. Of course, you guys, I'll give you guys shout out first. The first in class, Genesis Productions, Moby Studio. Hello, Moby Studio. I see you here. Neza Productions, Chimezie Nwarie. The Utumira. Hi. How are you? How you doing? And we have, yes, Genesis Productions. Oh my goodness. That's the first person in class today. You guys, help me locate Genesis Productions. Tell me if Genesis Productions, you guys, I'm looking for the person that, I think the person was Abdul Quadri or something on the group. Who's that? Who's that person? Abdul Quadri. Who's that person? Please, you guys help me find that person out. I want to give that person a special shout out. Remsen Entertainment. Welcome, Anu. I'll just go with Elizabeth, okay? Or Anu. I think Anu is fine, or Elizabeth. Welcome, Rose International Studios. Good to see you. The Utumira, how have you been? How was your weekend? Okay, so Rose, yes. You guys, share with me, how was your weekend? What did you learn last week? How did it feel like? Like, I saw you guys testing out your new creations and so on. It was really, really amazing. You guys, give me feedback. Do we feel more confident now? Do we feel more confident with, working with these tools at this point? Do we feel more confident? Does it feel like, yeah, this is real life? This is what we want to do? Does it feel real now? Remsen Entertainment is saying we learned how to turn humans to monkeys, then to onions, then to kettles. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's nice. At least. So who is that Abdul Quadri? Is it Abdul Quadri or something on the WhatsApp group? You guys help me find that person out now. Rose International. I didn't even know when class started. Okay, so the Genesis Productions. Okay. Okay, so Genesis is Emmanuel. Okay. This particular person, I'm asking because their creation was something else, honestly. And I was like, I will give that person a shout out. I saw their assignment and it was good. I loved all your creativity, by the way, especially those who took it a notch higher and even created stories around their images. I saw someone who created you had superheroes. Who was the person that created superheroes? That was so amazing. You turned them into superheroes. I saw Agbalumo. That was so nice. You guys, celebrate yourselves in the chat, please. You guys took it a notch higher, and I loved it. I love the fact that, you put everything into this. So yes, it makes me really super proud. And of course, we do have our mentor in the house, Morel Create AI. You guys celebrate your mentor in the house. She's been doing amazing to keep you guys on your toes, hasn't she? Like, you guys, please celebrate Morel Creates. That's Auntie Morelli Care. She's a little under the weather at the moment. So you guys, a word of, please drop us a sweet word for her in the comment section. Let's celebrate her, okay? And yet she's still here. She still had to, because she was committed to this, even though she was down. I was like, I thought you would not show up. She said, yeah, she's just bored. She has to, yeah, but she just had to show up. You guys, celebrate her, please. Okay, so I'm seeing your feedbacks. Please keep your feedbacks coming. So Emmanuel is from Genesis Production, Rose International. I see you. Okay, funny at the same time. I learned the way of God as a creator using my AI tools, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. That's from Mobi Studios. Rose International Studios is saying, I was even laughing at my image. Amazing. Okay, so Emmanuel is saying, after last week's class, I was able to learn how to transform one image to another image. Amazing. Yes, that's correct. And I was even laughing at my image. I saw that. Let me check on Abdul. Okay, please check on them when they're here. Please, you guys, let me know so I can give them a shout out myself. Why are they not even here in the first place? They will just lose my shout out now. Okay, so I feel confident as long as my AI can understand me. Beautiful. You guys have done amazing. Please celebrate yourselves in the chat. Okay, so we're taking it a notch higher today. We're talking about of course, consistent characters. But we have something else. I wanted to mention, yes, you already learned how to turn a regular real life image into other images. What about just, turning inanimate objects into these fun characters? Yeah. How about just turning these inanimate objects directly? Like, you probably see a sunglasses and you make it into something fun. You see your charger and you turn it into something fun. You see, it's still the same thing. Yeah. So let's start off with that, just for the sake of it, because I know what we did. We had, real characters, and then we turned them into those things. But just what if we wanted to start off directly, turning these characters into something else? So let me just tell Gemini here to create an image for me. I'll just be as basic as possible. Create an image of a lipstick, a red lipstick, we like red lipstick on, lipstick on a vanity, standing upright and looking at the mirror. Okay, so we can have a basic image just like this. I'm just going with something basic just for us to get started, right? Before we go into the work for today, we have another work for today, but we want to make sure that we know how to. Okay, so you see I didn't add any. Okay, look at this. So this is basically a regular random object like this. Okay, we can have the characters as our lipstick. We can have a random character as a face brush and all of that. Basically, these can all become characters. So let's tell our ChatGPT to do that for us. Okay. So I just told ChatGPT what to do. Okay. So what ChatGPT is going to focus on doing right now is giving me a prompt for our random regular characters. Okay. So look at this. I told you that I want to create, turn my inanimate objects, regular inanimate objects, into fun cartoon animated characters with big expressive eyes, cute lips, eyebrows, all those stuffs, and so on. So I started with the lipstick queen, just like what we had, random characters. So let's see this. Right, random character. So we have the red lipstick here, but we don't need that right now. So let's just put this here and tell Gemini to do the work. So we're going to be using Gemini for most of our projects today. And yes, I'm using Gemini, but like I would always say, what you're learning from here, you can use any of your platforms, any image generation platform that you are comfortable using. Yeah. So I'm not teaching you this tool as a benchmark for anything you're creating. It's basically supposed to be a way to inspire you to say, hey, go out there and test these tools out and create something. You guys look at this. This is what I'm talking about. I'm sure you have seen most of these on social media, right? These characters are super cute, super cool. You can use them to, create any fun story that you want to come up with. For example, they are preparing for a fashion show, they are preparing for something, whatever. It's all up to you, to come up with something super, super cute. These characters can actually become, animated, just like the other ones that you have learned about, right? So, these look like, oh, this is a lipstick. This is, of course, you see the nail polish, you see the makeup, you see all of this. Look at the perfume here. Look at the face brush and all of that. So it's the same thing, yeah. So initially, what we did was we started with regular characters, and then we turned them into those other characters. But just what if you don't want to do that, and you just want to go straight to using, the characters, the inanimate objects themselves? So you can use this as a charger. You can use this. Maybe you come up with your charger, you come up with something else, you come up with, it's easy to do that. You can easily do that and make your characters anything at all that you're thinking about. Okay. So yes, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of these types of creations, because these are the things that people are actually looking for right now, and it's fun to them. They want to see more creative ways. So yes, this is not what we are doing today, but I just wanted to touch on this just so that we know that it is possible to do, right? Yeah, and Gemini took it to give us more options. You can see the options here. So we have lots and lots of options. So when Gemini is trying to impress you, it usually does this. You can see. So of course we can see the queen bee herself. She's the red lipstick, right? Red lipstick is always the queen bee. So yes, this is how to get your expressive inanimate objects into characters. Please, let's wake them up. Let's wake people up. Let's get them on this chat. Let's get them on the live stream. Okay. Tell someone to tell someone to tell someone to be here right now. Wake them up. Wake them up. Wake them up. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. All right. All right, so this is just to repeat or reemphasize what we did last week. Today we are talking about building consistent characters, you guys. We're talking about building consistent characters. So yes, let's go over to our slides. We have our slides ready. Okay, so we're talking about building consistent characters. You need this because your story lives with your characters. Okay, your story lives with your characters. So we're trying to build real life characters, and then if you have a character, you want that character to be consistent, because of course, if you were creating your traditional films, yeah, when you're creating your traditional films, your actor does not somehow change halfway in the story. But it is possible for your character to change halfway in the story with AI if you don't understand how to maneuver, how to balance things, right? No matter how you try to be all, about your prompt, sometimes if you are not able to give the right direction for your story, your characters will change, right? Sometimes the hair will change, sometimes the other things, anything could just change with your character. So it's important that you learn about, character consistency, especially because you're going to be building a complete film. right? You have written a full story, a full script with different scenes. So how about having your character in different scenes? All right, so we're going to start again like we did the last time. This is supposed to be it's a practical class, so don't bother about this slide today, right? So this is basically a practical class. I could send this after now to the group if you need this, but yes, we start off with as usual, we'll start off with our random characters that we'll be using for these. So before you give a prompt to your ChatGPT, build your character. Remember, when we were writing our story, remember we learned something about character Bible, right? So it is important you will use that character Bible to build your character. So if you were supposed to build your character now, what I would do if I had a character Bible, I'm going to be doing this, but I'm trying to explain before I go and tell my ChatGPT what to do, right? But I'm trying to explain to you. When you are about to build your characters, remember we have talked about having 3 to 5 major characters and so on. So each of your characters are identified differently in your character Bible. That is what you will bring here and paste it here to your ChatGPT to begin to build your character so that your character looks and has a particular feel throughout, right? You have decided though, first and foremost, that this is the style of film you want to tell, cinematic, hyper-realistic, you have decided the type of film you want to tell. So pick your character Bible from what we have discussed before, come here and you will tell ChatGPT, I'm building so and so with this. This is a character I want to build. Now you are going to have to build each of your characters individually. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to be giving a prompt. I'm going to be giving instructions to ChatGPT now, and then you will see what that will look like. Build your characters individually first. All right, now this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be speaking, so once I go off, please know I'm still here. I'm just talking to ChatGPT. Okay, so you guys, I just gave ChatGPT the task to do. I just gave ChatGPT what to do right now. This is what I just said. I told ChatGPT it's going to generate 2 characters for me, and I gave it the specifics of my characters. Now, that's why I started by telling you that if you are supposed to generate your own characters, remember, you will have to start with your character Bible. All right, your character Bible. Bring your character in here. We have talked about a lot of it, your contrast, your characters, everything. So you're going to start from there. So here I am building 2 characters as the characters that I'll be using in my story. So look at this. What I told ChatGPT to do is to build the 2 of them with details about these characters so that they will not change. I have them, a male and a female and this is the male character. These are the details for each of them. All right. I told you the style that I want to generate my characters on, the kind of style that I want for my characters and my film. And of course, now, the part that is very important, here is that you make sure that your characters are on a white background, on a white or on a black background. You can choose any of them, right? On a black background or on a white background. So I'm going for a white background now. So I'll just copy this. This is for the female. Let's go and generate the female character first. So you can generate the two of them together. You can generate each of them separately, individually. I'm going with individually. So let's do this. We're going to tell Gemini, create a very sharp and clear image of, I'll paste my prompt now, and then look at this. This is okay. So you guys look at this. All right. So my character is generating right now. This is what I said about making sure that you have your character Bible. Remember, it was important for us to talk about because you will be using it throughout. This is my female character, you guys. This is what my female character looks like. Very cute, very, how do they say it? Cutesy. Yeah, she's very cutesy. Okay, so let's go and get our male characters, prompt. I don't know why I'm always punching the one for the PDF. Okay, so let's swipe. Let's get the male character. Okay, let's get the male character here. So we get this, we click, and then, yes, the male character. We now move to Gemini, and of course, paste this here for our male character. If you're getting value, say, I'm getting value. Say, Create a very, if you're lost, say, I'm lost. Image of, okay. I hope you're getting value. If you're getting value, say I'm getting value. If you're lost, say I'm lost. All right. So we have put this. Remember the law. The rule is now. The reason we are doing this is so that we can have our characters individually. You can easily have each of them in any scene at all. Now, the reason I am generating my characters on. Okay, so let's change them. Okay, change to a brown skin. I did not specify character. I did not specify this, you guys, you see? So when you don't specify, you get, generic. So you guys, now, the reason this is important is so that whenever you move to anywhere at all, you can easily have your characters individually and you can move with them, right? You can easily have your characters anywhere and move with them like that. That's what we are doing here. So you generate them individually. You can see this here. So anywhere I take my character to, my character will look really good. Okay, so I don't know why he has hair as a black man. Yeah, so we're going to start all over again. Let's go back to ChatGPT. It is me and ChatGPT right now. Okay, so I have to tell it, change my characters to brown skin. Change my characters to brown skin African characters. Okay. All right. So usually, when you say the man is wearing a black suit, yeah. So that usually happens. Yeah. Because, I don't know why. Maybe we don't wear black suits. Okay. But I like the female. I think I'll leave the female like that because I think we have very beautiful CCs like that, right? So let's go and get our male character now. Very confident man. And then we put this here. And then we put this prompt again, just one more time. And let's get our character. So you have your character Bible. You should know if your character is perfect or not. This is why it's important, right? This is why it's important. This is why it's very important. Off. Okay, so let's have that. All right, so now I hope we're getting value. If you're getting value, say If you're lost, say I am lost, so that we can find you. Okay, so Okay, I don't know why they're still giving me his hair. Let's go to another chat. Oh no, oh no. I said African man, African man, African man hair no be like that now. Okay, so just for the sake of it, you guys, just for the sake of it. So I already saved the character, the female character. I think I like the female character, but let's get the male character right. Maybe I will change it. If it doesn't give me what I want now, I'll just tell it, give me bald man, right? Yeah. I'll just say bald man. So you guys, this also helps to be very sure about who your character should be. Now, this is what a black man looks like. I'm good with this. I'm going to save it. Okay. I'm okay with this one. I'm going to save it. All right. So we have our female character and we have our male character, guys. So look at this now. The next thing, we have learned step one is what? You generate your characters individually, right? These characters are going to be used in a story. So since I did not come up with a script, I didn't come up with a script before, I had to jump all of these steps. So I'm going to go back and then go and tell ChatGPT the script I want. It's going to break down scene by scene for me, because you already have scene by scene. Okay, you already have scene by scene, being that you already have a script, you already have your character bible, you already have all of that. So I'm assuming that's why you see me moving and speeding things up. Okay, you already have your script, you already know your story, you already have all of that. So I'm going to give it a generic demo script right now that we want to work with, so that you can see how to keep your characters consistent. All right. So okay, so I lost that voice over, so I have to do it again. Okay, so you guys, I just gave ChatGPT the challenge. I told it about 5 scenes that I wanted to build for me, right? My characters come in, they are driving in a car, they get to a restaurant. When they get to the restaurant, they are basically sitting together. It seems like the lady gets a call, she gets up and goes to the restroom, and then the man is left on the table alone talking to the waitress. So basically, your scene, don't worry, we're going to talk about storyboard later, but today our focus is on consistent characters, keeping our characters consistent across, scene by scene, several scenes at the same time, right? So now we have our 5 scenes. Scene one, the car journey. Look at this. This is the establishing shot. Scene 2, arrival at the restaurant exterior. Scene 3, restaurant table together with the conversation. Scene 4, female in restroom, the private moment. Scene 5, male alone with waitress and waitress table interaction. So you now that has your scene, you already have your story written out. You have your script, right? So what you want to do is break your story into scene by scene and then ask your AI, pick out one scene, drop it to the AI and say, give me an image prompt for this scene. Pick another scene, drop it in and say, give me an image prompt. So now let's test this out. How do we now keep our characters consistent, having the fact that we already generated them against white backdrop alone without really putting them anywhere, right? So this is a completely new scene. This is a completely new scene. So I'm just going to copy the prompt, okay? And then we go back to Gemini. We're going to open a completely new chat, okay? I'm using a completely new chat so that you can see, all right? So that we do not confuse the AI. All right, so now what do we want to do? We're going to click on the plus sign and click on image generation. Then we're going to click here and choose on photos and bring our 2 characters in. These are the 2 characters that are in all our scenes, and these are the characters that we're using for our story. Then we place this prompt here. Now look at this. I have chosen 9:16 just because we are live and I'm on a portrait format here. Okay. So, but if you are shooting for landscape, you will have to go with 16:9. Okay. So I have chosen everything. You can see our prompt has followed the same prompt guide that we had before. I've put everything here, the mood, the style. You guys can see that here. So I'll just send it. Okay. So I put that here and our first scene will start to generate. This is our first scene. I just bring in my first character and my second character. Now, each of them will have to be in my scene. The first scene is what? They are driving in a car together. They are going to the restaurant. So this is it. You guys, look at this. One scene is done. One scene is done. This is scene 1. Very beautiful. Our characters look like they are, in a movie scene already. You can see it. They are on the road. They are moving. They're in the car. Okay, so this is nice. Let's go and get our scene 2. They are arriving at the restaurant. They are arriving here at the restaurant. So we're just going to copy this. We're just going to copy scene 2, arrival at the restaurant. So we're just going to copy that. And then we come back here. And we click here, the same thing that we did, image. We're going to click on image. And then we click on what? Photos. And we bring in photos, the 2 of them, of course, just as usual. Click on image as usual. And then image. And then add our prompt, of course. And of course, you can see that it's 9:16 still. So this is scene 2. This is now scene 2, right? So scene 1, they probably are going there and they're having a conversation. So if you were generating your video, they might probably be talking inside here, talking to each other and so on. You can see that even their costumes change. Her costume changed. The guy is, of course, always on his thing, but you can see that they look exactly alike, right? You can almost tell that they look very alike, all right? Okay, so let's have this here. Let's have this here. Our character is still generating. Yeah. Okay, so you see now that they have arrived. They have arrived at the location and this is them in the car and so on. I don't know why she's at the back. Probably she wanted to pick her bag or something, or, she just wanted to be on another door. But yeah, the car is open, but you can see that our characters remain what? The same. So that is the exterior. Right? These are our characters and you can see that it keeps them the same. So we go back and we copy scene 3. Okay, we go back and we copy scene 3, restaurant table. The 2 of them are in the restaurant table, right? So we go back and we put them here. And of course, we are doing the third one with the 2 of them still in shots at the same time. Remember, this is telling your story. It is basically your story, what you are trying to say in your story. Okay, so it is left for you. What does your story say? What does your story say? What is the story behind each scene, right? This is scene 2. Maybe they are here dialoguing again about maybe something else, or, why didn't you wear the clothes I gave you before? Why didn't you do that? Why that? Who were you talking to? And so on. They probably are having that conversation. Now they are back in here. Yeah, I feel like the lady's clothes keeps changing, but she's at least she remains the same. Yeah. So, but yeah, they are currently here, and you can see they are still the same characters. You guys from the first scene, you can see that they are still the same characters. This is how to keep it the same. But if you went ahead to do something else, guess what? Your characters will continually change. But because you already have a demo of who your characters are, every scene you put them, they will remain the same. That is what, having, they're like your actors now, right? They are basically like your actors. So you get the actor's profile and you keep using them across every scene. Guess what? They remain the same. But if you do not do that, they will keep changing. Now, just what if we are going to the part where the female is alone in the shot, right? Our story does not revolve around the two of them at every time. What if we want only the female to be in shot? Because of course, look at our story. Our story started here. They were driving all the way to the restaurant. They were talking, right? Then later they got to the restaurant, and yeah, they're coming out and all of that in this posh restaurant. And then somehow they are already here, probably waiting for their order to come. Now, what if the lady got a call, or she's pressed, or she wants to check up on her makeup? Let's get only the lady into the scene. So we'll just click only the lady. This is only the lady. You don't need to bring the man now. Just bring only the lady, because that's what the scene says. The scene says she goes to the restroom alone. So don't bring the man into the picture. Just put the lady alone in this image, right? And then you put the prompt. So we bring the lady alone, and then we put the prompt. Now look at this. Okay. So our image is generating. I hope you're getting value, you guys. Are we getting value? Are we getting value? If you're getting value, say, If you're lost, say, I am lost. You guys, look at this. Just look at this. Is our character not the same? Right? We have had the same character all through, the same look, the same hair, the same, everything. Right? And this, at this point of the story, she's probably considering whether or not she should be dating this man. Is this man the right man for me? Should I be dating this man? Is this okay? Is this not okay? She's basically thinking about that in this restroom. So let's see what the man is doing while she's here. So let's go back. We have to copy for the man now. The man is alone now. He's sorting the bills, or probably harassing the waiter about why their order has not come, right? So we go here, we're going to click bring in the man alone now, because this is his own shot, only the man. And then now we want to put this here and say, hey man, let's see what you're doing while our lady is thinking about her life. She's basically thinking about her life at this point, right? So let's see, what is she thinking about right now? Okay, so she is here thinking about her life, and the man is doing what? Let us see. Okay, so this is it. And yeah, I was, basically, you guys, just pardon me, it's the internet. Yeah, now this looks like it. Okay, this looks like it. But if you notice, our location changed. Yeah, our location changed. It's not like it's a big deal, yeah, because this could be another angle, another shot from here, right? But let's assume that we want to use a particular space. Yeah, I think this was it. Okay, so look at this. Yeah, this is the original space. But what if we shot it from this other angle, right? It will not necessarily count as probably you change the location or whatever. People, yeah, your audience doesn't really care about that. But just what if we want to make sure that our location is the same all through? Yeah, let's go back to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to give us a perfect the location prompt as well. Give me the restaurant prompt. So now let us get this, so that you who is creating, probably you are creating for a village, and there are some things that you specifically want in your film, you can easily emphasize it. This is me doing a demo for you, but I'm hoping that you are understanding why I'm doing this. Your location can be controlled as well. You can still control your location. For example, you say, okay, you want to make sure that there is a fan in the room, there is a this, there is a that. Maybe you will use it in your film, then emphasize it for location. Okay, so let's go now. We copy this, we want to go and generate the location specifically. Okay, we want to generate the location, so I'm just going to click here and then generate the location alone. All right, so let's tell it here. We used this part before. Create a new design. Okay, and let me put the prompt, and yeah, this is the prompt for the new design. Okay, so let's have the restaurant, right? So let's imagine that we are very particular about the location where our film is being shot, that we are where probably we want a church, a particular look for a church, we want a particular look for a school, we want a particular look for whatever. Make sure that you generate your location separately. So let's imagine this is the location that our AI gave us, right? So let's download this. Then let's go back. Okay, let's go back to where we were generating our story. Okay, I'm saving this now. I'm trying to save it. It's taking a lot of time. Okay, so let's save again. Let's try again. The internet is quite slow. It's raining down here, so you guys pardon me. Okay, now it's saved. All right, so now this is the location where we have chosen for our story. Yeah, so let's go back to where we were generating our characters. Okay, so they got to the scene. Let's go back there to the top here. They were in the car, they were going to the restaurant, then they got to the restaurant. This is the outer part of the restaurant. If you want to generate the outer part and you still want to put, probably you want to put SAB's restaurant here, please, you can easily download it and write, please put the name of the restaurant, right? You can put that. For some of us, I want us to begin to think, remember we are talking about money, showbiz, right? If you know an auntie that has like a boutique or something, put a boutique inside there and write her boutique's name. Put, if you know someone, maybe your uncle does a car dealership or something, tell him to bring money. You put his name inside this thing. Is the one that was sponsored. You guys get it, right? Okay, so all right, so this is the restaurant. They are already seated here. Now, what do we want to do? We want to restructure this particular scene. I want to get this scene back again, and I want to make sure that we are using the location that we have just generated. So I'm going to copy this prompt again. I'm copying that prompt. Now we're going to go back, bring in our characters as usual, and we'll still bring in what? Our location. That is the new character. We'll carry the man, the woman, and of course the location. And then we put them here. Okay, and then we put our prompt. That same prompt that we used to generate them while they were sitting, that's what we are doing here. And then we click this, and then we get that generation. Okay, so it's generating now. So this second one is where they were sitting. So I want that. Okay, this is where they were sitting. That's the one we got. Okay, so the last one is where he's talking to the waitress. So I'm just going to copy that as well and have him, So this is our character. Now let's see if they are sitting in the exact restaurant that we want them to sit. Okay. Now they are what? Can you guys see? They are now in the restaurant. You see that? So we have our restaurant. You can see them in that restaurant. Okay. Of course, they covered the line. They covered that space up, right? Because they had to put them in the center. Yeah. So you can see them. They are in the restaurant that we chose for our location. So yes, you can choose your location for your story. Okay, so let's say that it's only the man. Of course, the woman has gone to the restroom again, and it's just the man there again. So let's bring the man in. We have to bring the man and what? The location. Don't forget it. So whenever you are creating the man and the location, as long as they are in that location and you chose that location, probably the location will keep showing up in your film, right? If that location is important and the location will keep showing up in your film, then generate the location separately. But if you don't mind, if it's not necessary, if probably it's just once in the film and so on, you really don't need that. But if the location will show up, generate it so that it will be consistent anytime they go there, just like a traditional film, right? If they will go to a salon and that salon will show up over and over, you don't want to keep changing the salon. Now look at this. Okay, look at this. So we have them back in that same restaurant. Can you guys see this? So we have the man in the same restaurant. So this is our scene. Can you guys see this now? So this is what we're talking about. The control is in your hand. You are the one controlling how your story is being told. How your story is being told. And remember, this is just a demo. If I were doing this myself, I would be very, very hard on the AI. I would be very detailed about, oh, no, this is where I want him to see. This is how I want the camera angle to be, and so on and so forth. We have not gone into camera angles yet, you guys. That's why I'm just showing you, what is possible. Okay, I'm just showing you what is possible right now. All right, I've not gone into camera angles. We'll still get there. We'll talk about lighting, camera angles, all of that, but we have not gotten there yet. But the thing is, we are currently in image generation, and I want you guys to see the possibilities that are currently available to you at your beck and call. Can you actually tell a story with the same characters, with the same location? Yes, you can. As you can see, you can. Your character is here, the man that we generated. Look at where we generated him. We generated him here, and you can see he has been the same person, right, that we have been using. We generated him here, right? This is the man. This is where we generated our actor, and we said, this actor, you are the one that will play our role for us. This is where we generated the scene. That is the location for our story. And then we came here, we generated the woman here, of course. We generated the woman here separately, of course. Look at her. This is where we generated the woman. And now, telling our story, we can now bring both the man and the woman together, put them in a car, put them in a, outside a car. Look at them going to the date. We put them on a car. They are going on a date. We also put them outside. They can, talk outside while they are going into for their date. We put them in a random restaurant just in case. And of course, the lady decided that she wants to touch up her makeup or something, goes to the restroom. You can see her here trying to make up her mind whether she should be on this date or not. And then, of course, the man is here talking to the waiter. But then we realized that we want to change our location. We want to control how the location looks. So we went back and we generated a location and we started the story all over again. Our characters are here in the same restaurant, as you can see. So you guys, the possibilities are endless. So if you're getting value, say, If you are lost, say, I am lost. If you've got value, tell me. Should we jump into storyboard already? I feel like we still have some time. We can talk about storyboard. Is there any part that is confusing so that I can explain it now before we move forward? Is there any part that is confusing before we move forward? Tell me. I hope someone has got value now. I hope by the time you get your assignment and you say, we tell you to generate a full script, a full scene, you know what to do now, right? Do we understand now? Okay, let me go to the chat. I want to see the chat. I want to see what are people saying. Okay. Oh, the Reformers Art Institute, you are here finally. You came late today. What happened? Okay. I see the chat. You guys enjoy. I love how you keep the chat alive. And I'm seeing all the You guys, you're communicating. You're speaking my language. That's good. Okay. All right. Okay. So yes. If you missed the beginning, just go and watch from the beginning again. Click and go and watch the beginning. Okay. So yes, but about the image, the cloth changed twice. Yes, I did not emphasize that. Okay, beautiful. I like that person noticed that. Okay, it is possible that happens sometimes. Guess what? I did not emphasize costumes and what my characters should be wearing. Right? But the AI assumed that for going for dinner, the character should be dressed better than what she was dressed as. Yeah, you see that she's currently dressed as a yopi, you get, right? So the AI will look at her and be like, no, this is not what they wear for dinner, right? So, but if I wanted to just keep it, because of course I'm trying to build contrast here and to show that she's probably very yopi while the guy is really stuck up and, black suit and tie kind of person, right? I can easily emphasize that don't change the costume. please always add your your prompt and lock it in. You tell it, lock the costume, leave the costume the way it is, don't touch anything, just follow only the details that I gave you, right? Just tell it to follow only the details. You can see that on the other part where she's alone, nothing else happens, but whenever it comes to the dinner, right, it changes, because it just believes that, why, look at, she's wearing heels here, she's wearing, can you see that? It just believes that she has to be prim and proper. That's what it has been programmed to believe about dinners, right? They are going out for dinner, they are going out for a dinner date, so basically she has to look really, really nice. So that's what it imagined her as, right? But whenever they are not, look at this, it changed her here again, because of course it felt like, oh, she's dating a corporate guy and she has to be all prim and proper. Yeah. So, but if you want to do this, the scene stays the same. What you want to emphasize is, don't change anything. I'm okay with what I have. Just follow instructions. So it will not change. It will not touch anything. Right? So as you can see, you see this one here, the initial one here, they changed her clothes. You can see here, the initial part where they were sitting here, it changed her clothes. But you can see here, the second part where we had them sitting together, it did not change her clothes. This part here, you can see here, it did not change her clothes. Can you see that? So yes, it is all up to you to say, hey, change her clothes, don't change her clothes. Okay, I noticed you did this. Go back and change that. All right? The control is in your hand. Okay. First, I get my characters. I use ChatGPT to get the prompt for the characters and so on. Guys, I'm doing this as a demo. Let me re-emphasize. This is a demo, right? This is a demo. If you are doing your own film, your own story will have a different character than this. We have already talked about characters and characterizations. Do you guys remember? We have talked about building your character Bible so that someone will not say, oh, I'll go and meet ChatGPT to generate my character for me. I am doing this because it is demo. It is like an example that I'm showing you. I don't say, tell ChatGPT to just come up with character, for you, right? Don't just wait and say, oh, ChatGPT will come up with it for me. No, your story is unique to you. You are creating probably an African story. If you rely on ChatGPT to come up with an African look or whatever, trust me, it's going to fail. So your duty is to craft it out in the rawest form possible and then tell ChatGPT, this is what my character looks like. And it will now come up with the perfect prompt for you. Okay, that is what you should be using ChatGPT to do, to refine your prompt. So, for example, if I'm supposed to create an Edo woman, like when I did my emotan, right? There is a particular color, there is a particular costume, there is a particular, for example, their coral beads, right? They use red coral beads, they use white wrappers, they use, so the way they are dressed is different from what you currently see here. This one is looking modern because, I went for a modern story, right? But what if they are not in a modern era? Maybe we should try that so that somebody will not get confused. Maybe we should try doing an African setting. Like I usually don't want to make sure that I think we already have a lot of population of information out there that says that African. When you talk about Africa, it's usually stuck on red soil and hot and all of that. So I try to, balance these narratives, That's why you didn't see me going straight to generating hots and the rest, because basically most of us are not necessarily in a hot right now. We are using Wi-Fi and the rest, right? So that's why you see me doing this. But if you're still telling those types of epic stories, you still need to keep it original to the feeling of the story. Right? So don't just say, oh, ChatGPT will come up with the prompt for me. If it comes up with the prompt for you, some things might be lost. So you take your time, put your pen to paper and say, this is how each character will look. For example, if you're trying to do the story of Shango, for example, what was Shango known for? What are the colors? There is no way you want to do a Shango story that there is no red mud or red clothes or, do you understand me? And the beads, the cowries, all those things. There is no way you want to do that story that you will now say, okay, well, probably you might get some details from ChatGPT because that's a popular character in, our Yoruba terminologies and the rest, and African story, right? A lot of stories have been written or books have been written about Shango, so probably it will have some details about it. But what if you wanted to come up with something else, like another character that ChatGPT does not know too much about? Guess what? It's just going to be coming up with random stuff for you. So you have to come up with your own details and say, oh, this is how I want my character to feel and look like. Then ChatGPT will now put it in the right words, which you will now use to generate your character. Okay, I hope that answers this person who is saying, I'll just go to ChatGPT for my characters. Right, so you're going to have to come up with the details first. It is the details you will give to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will now know how to coin the Oyibo for you, the writing. It will now write it out for you. Your own is to copy that writing, what you have given it, copy it out and then go and generate, right? All right, so let me see. Are there any other questions? Okay. How can we make the costume to be consistent? Please, you can generate your costume with your character. Let's start all over again. Okay, so this is my character. Let's go to a new chat. Let's start with a new character. I think this is important, very important. So imagine you have already generated your character with, their look and everything, right? Please, all you need to do is just bring in your character. Let's start with the characters. Let's put them again. We're going to go with the character, the two of them at the distance. So all I'm going to put is don't change anything. This is the rule of it. Put it at the top. While you're putting, you see me, I always type this thing first. Create a very sharp, because sometimes if you don't put this, it will fall back to like anything that is that it feels like, okay, it wants to give you, right? So that is why instructions are important. Make sure you know how to give it instructions, okay? Create a very sharp image for me. Don't change anything. Don't change anything about my characters. This is an instruction. Okay, then I now put my prompt, the same prompt that we have put before. Okay, so always add that so that it does not change it. The whole idea is that the AI already thought the only reason it changed it does not change everybody's story. It does not change everybody's costume. It only thought that because I said dinner, it wanted to just give her a better dress. Most of these AIs are beginning, they are teaching them to think for themselves, right? So look at this. Okay, so I think the prompts that I copied was the one for, the guy and the waiter alone. So let's go back and you can see that the thing placed the guy well there now. Okay, so let's have the one with the two of them sitting. Let's go back. Where are they sitting? Okay, exterior. This is arrival exterior. This is a table together. Yes, let's get them together. So I will use that same prompt. Make sure you put that instruction and it will not change anything. If you put that instruction, it will not change anything for you, okay? Excuse me. Okay, so let's go back there. I think the part where we got them together, I can go back there and copy that. Let me go back there. Let's go where they were sitting together. Let's copy this here. You see that the thing say fine dining. They are dining in a fine restaurant and so on. So there is a policy for dress code and the rest. So this AI already knows that. That's why it changed that dress. Please, you guys, it doesn't change clothes every time, right? It's just because it already understands that, okay, we are doing a fine dining kind of thing. So it changed her dress because of that. So here, let's do that same thing again. The rule will stay constant. And I will do this rule over and over and over so that you see that if you lock it in like this, it will not change it. Okay? Create a sharp image. Don't change anything about my characters. Don't change anything about my characters. Okay, then I paste my prompt under it and allow it to do its job. So it's going to do its job now, and of course we're going to have exactly what we asked for. So I will do this thing over and over so that you can see that if you come across this same challenge, all you need to do is give an instruction. Once you give that instruction, it will not deviate from your instruction. Okay, give the instruction, and it will not deviate from it. All right, so I have put that here. The internet is just slow, but it's going to come up. Okay, I'm going to try this over and over just so that you can see that. Okay, so yes, I saw all of you saying, yeah, the dress changed twice and so on. The color she was wearing in the car and what she was wearing in the restaurant is quite different. Yes, yes, yes. That's what that's what we're working on right now. Okay. Let's try African style. Okay, you guys, give me a story. What should we work on? What story should we work on? You guys, can you see this? Do you see that they stayed the same? The characters stayed the same. And for once, I kind of like this particular scene and the shots of them sitting opposite each other, and it looks really, really nice. Okay, I kind of like this one. So let's go and do it again, just so that somebody is clear and so you are certain that yes, if I do this, it will not happen to me too. Okay, give that instruction. All right. Whenever you feel like okay, that happened, all you need to do is give a better instruction and tell it, don't change this. I like this. This is me. I did that myself. It will not change it for you. Okay, so let's do that again. You can see that our restaurant has been consistent. We have not changed our restaurant all the while. You can see that. So this is the second time I'm doing this, just so that somebody out there is not saying, oh, it changed it, so maybe if I want to do my own, maybe I will have problem. No, you will not. Okay, I can't create more images as soon as the limit. Oh, I've hit my limit on this one. You guys, have hit my limit on Gemini for today. Okay, so we're going to try and use Gen V. I think I have Gen V. I also have, what other, image generator do I have? I have, okay, so like I have been saying, yeah? So like I have been saying, you guys, I'm teaching you with Gemini, but you can do the same thing with Flow. You can do the same thing with Luma. You can do the same thing with any of these image generators that allows you to add multiple characters. Yes, you can do the exact same thing with them. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing, I hope somebody got value. I hope you're getting value, you guys. I hope you're getting value. Let's try African style. Okay. So I think I will let you guys try the African style yourselves. Okay. You're going to build 5 scenes. We're going to send you that assignment. Okay. You're going to be building your scenes. It will just give you the quickest option. And when you describe it, it will say, oh, now I get. Yeah, GPT. Okay. All right. So yeah, I see. I think we're getting there. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys got value, right? I hope you guys got value from today's class. I hope there are no questions. I hope it's been an interesting class. Okay. So I hope we got value. I hope we got value today. I'm trying to read the chat. That's why I am trying to see if there are other questions I can answer before we stop. Okay. Just like controlling a robot. Yes, just like controlling a robot. That's correct. Yes, I'll see. Whether you type like that or not, it shall gets the gist. It understands what you're saying. Like I know getting out of here, I one tiny question with thousands of explanations. Okay, I don't know if that's it. Okay, let's work on a story. Okay, you guys, today I think the next assignment will actually be really, really fun. Yeah, so we're going to be working together as a team this time. A lot of us already have okay, so we'll start working as a team this week. Yeah, that's the whole plan. We have already learned individually, so it's time for us to begin to pair each other. So if you know anyone who has been on the call, once you get back to the group, tag them. Just tag one person that you know was on the call today. Tag them. As soon as you get back to the group, tag the person that you know that joined this call. Okay? Everyone you know that was on this call, just tag one person. If somebody has tagged that person, don't tag the person again. Tag another person. Okay? Look for someone that was on this call. Tag one person. One person that was on this call. Tag one person. Okay? That's the goal. All right? So that's how we'll be doing our assignment today. Okay. All right. So you guys, I hope you got value from today's class, because this is how we are wrapping up today's class. We'll be back again on Wednesday. Wednesday, we are jumping into storyboards and the rest. You begin to learn how to build your storyboards, learn about your camera angles and the rest. It's very important because you are going to be telling your story, and you want your story to come out looking like a real film shot with your real camera, right? So basically, that's what we're going to be building. So, hey, go over to the group, tag one person, just one person, okay, that you'll be working with, one person. If somebody has tagged that person, don't tag the person again. All right, so this is how we come to the end of today. I'll be back again on Wednesday, you guys. Let's have fun creating. Bye, guys.